right, day 0. Woo! Yeah, so I was a little nervous going into day 0, wondering how I'm going to manage all these relationships through a Skype chat. Good news, we're on a bus, and it's 6 of us, so manageable, right? Also, like, I'm working every day. I'm very blessed and fortunate to be able to work during this pandemic, but like, I'm going between meetings right now, and so I'm trying to fit some of this communication in. That's why I'm doing a diary. So my initial reaction is we're on a bus, 6 of us, green bus, awesome people so far. I think we got a solid crew. Everybody seems like we have some common threads, and we're getting along fine. It's very early, but my concerns are in the initial video, the introductory video to the bus, it did mention a rocky or bumpy road ahead. So I'm kind of worried that like there might be an opportunity to lose a member, and hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully we don't have to vote someone out early. I'm trying to go down that decision tree on what that might look like. I'm also trying to look at what if one of our folks are like representatives to go towards a head of household competition, and how I would want to play that. Would I want to stand up and do that for my team? You know, all those types of things. I've seen it in past seasons that's been done. I did my homework. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm just feeling this out, and I think it's going to be a fun time. My biggest concern is, what is this bus thing, and how is it going to affect long-term gameplay? All right, see you in a few.
So jumping on the green bus and being able to meet a few house guests initially, immediately I knew I was in that mode of game on, let's do this. And instantly we all began to understand that we all have a common thread of being educators or related to education in some way, which is great for my game, because if there's anything that educators love or feel that they gravitate to, it's reliability, it's honesty, consistency, and the ability to work well with others, which I think is going to be really great, because if I'm able to read those people that way, I should be able to use them to maneuver myself further in this game.
I'm on a bus. I'm on a bus. Look at buddy, look at me, cause I'm sitting on a bus. What up, everyone? It's windy. I'm outside. It happens. So I'm on this bus. First thing I do when I get on there, I see 2 people I already know. This is good. This is going to be good. From there, I meet a couple more people. I like these people. They're good. They're going to be good. But then there's this one person sleeping. They will not wake up. Please wake up. I want to talk to you. I want to engage with you. Please wake up. It ain't looking good for them if they don't wake up. But man, I was up till 2 a.m. last night. Y'all roll up at 6 o'clock to pick us up. I am half asleep right now. Come on. I just need a nap. I'll go sit next to the sleeping person. But, you know, let's get some burgers first. I'm hungry. Yum.
All right, so I'm looking at the bus here, and honestly, my first thought is I don't know what to think. First of all, I'm super pumped to see Crispy. Like, so excited about that. I love Crispy, and I'm gonna work with him this entire game as long as he doesn't turn on me. He's gonna be my guy in this game. Other than that, the only other one I know of at all, I think, is Andrew. Never met him before. I've just seen him play a few games of Sequester. I know he's a pretty good player on there, but I'm hoping to use just that connection of us both having played, and some of these other people may have us too, and I just don't know them. But hoping that I can use that connection to build some type of relationship there.
All right, day 0, the Big Brother house or bus. It's like all aboard once you see the names, and I'm pumped. I'm familiar with 2 of the people. Don't know them at all, but I'm going to learn to know, but I know of them. So hopefully that can pay dividends moving forward in this game. And we'll see how that goes. Start to reach out and try to make connections right off the bat. Let's do it.
Hi, guys. So we apparently are on buses. I am on the red bus. There's not a whole lot of interaction going on in our group yet. But everybody is referring to the bus as Miss Frizzle's bus. So, I hope that doesn't mean that we're going to be going into digestive systems or anywhere crazy. But, that's really unique. That was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm excited to like get this game going and just kind of like figure out, how many other buses are there and like who's on these buses. My group of people seem kind of interesting, I guess. Um, so I guess we're just gonna have to see. Not a lot of info right now. Sorry, guys. Bye.
What is good? It is day 0 here with Dan Alt. I just saw the bus. What did you guys do? I thought I was going to have a good thing going. No one was going to know who I am. I was going to play a nice, friendly game. And then I saw Lee Farrell. Lee and I have played in kind of near each other in a few different games. He's played with many of my friends and kind of done him dirty a few different times. So I'm going to have to play nice for a little bit, but we'll see. Other reactions. Ashley seems very nice. She has kids. I did some internet sleuthing, so maybe we can bond over that. I have kids. She has kids. So I love that. Molly, haven't really seen much of her just yet, but excited to meet her. Will, I've seen him play Sequester a few different times. Seems like a nice guy. I think he actually may have played with Lee before, so I gotta be mindful of that. Keep that going forward. Blake's a funny dude. He is like OG Sequester, so I'll be very interested to see how he is as an individual. He might be funnier than I am, and so that's something I need to be worried out for. But again, Lee, really? You did that to me like day one? I thought this was gonna be a nice first time for dear old Dan, but I don't know. They weren't on the bus. The wheels go around, and for Lee, what comes around is gonna go around, and it's not gonna be a long ride for one of us. See you guys soon.
Hey everyone, Lee is reporting for his first diary room session. This morning we were introduced to the people on our bus, the red bus. I hate the color red, so things are not feeling off to a very good start. I feel like red is a big omen for me right now. The people on my bus are Dan Alt, love that. Blake, love that. We'll talk about that in a second. And Macy and Ashley, I forget her name, sorry. I think her name's Ashley, cool. Will is someone coming into the game who I am feeling a little worried about, but will cautiously try to work with him. We have a mutual friend in the Sequester community, but I actually played my very first Sequester game with Will, and our only interaction in the game was me dragging him out of it. I actually forgot about him, forgot who I even dragged, and then I was reminded later when I became friends with our mutual friend how he knew me and how he knew I was, and that I had dragged his friend Will out of a Sequester game. Dan Alt, I love Dan Alt. I've had a lot of one-on-ones with Dan Alt prior to this game, and I've had a lot of one-on-ones with Dan Alt in this game. We've actually never had an opportunity to play any game together, so this is a fun chance to do that.
Hey guys, it's just gonna give the Big Brother's hometown a little confessional update, the first one. As you can see, I'm wearing my John Cena shirt because the champ is fucking here, baby! Okay, enough of that. So I've spoken to everyone on the bus. I've actually bonded with like half the bus on pro wrestling, so it's kind of fitting that I'm wearing that. So yeah, it's kind of weird that me sort of being a pro wrestler has helped me talk to a lot of people. And now we've been hit with a little twist saying, who do we have to vote to lose some power in the blue bus? So, yeah, trying to figure that out. As far as people go, I think I've gotten along with all of them. Right now, I think Adam would be the closest ally of mine because I guess it's more or less just name recognition. He seems like a nice guy, so I feel more comfortable sharing info with him. Another guy has approached me about the vote, so that's good. I like that they are approaching me. I don't want to bring it up, but Adam, I made an exception. I'll bring it up to him because I feel like I can trust him in the game. So yeah, this should be interesting. The problem with this, who you vote, it's really a lose-lose situation. Because if they actually lose some power, as the twist would imply, they're still going to go into the game kind of jaded with half the bus. So they might not want to work with you still. If they're actually getting power, that's even worse. Because they all just voted them to lose power. So I almost kind of want to risk it and make me the person who loses power. Like a little bit of reverse psychology, but if it's like, you can't play the game, gotcha. I don't want to fall for that stuff. So yeah, we'll see, man. Anyways, have a good one.
Hey y'all, my name is Davey Sack, and this is my first confessional. Okay, so lots of initial thoughts, a little bit of background about me. I am a third grade teacher, so I know how to look at groups of people and assess how they are, and that's what this confessional is going to be about. I think in this game of 18, there are 4 subsets of groups that I've figured out, okay? It is people that I haven't made touch points yet, which I'll get to. My original bus, because we came on 3 different buses with 6 people. People that I've reached out to and had meaningful conversations with, and then the cohort, and I'll explain that later. So my original bus was Justin, K-Pal, Mark, Anthony, and Jacob. I immediately had a bond with Justin, K-Pal, and Mark because they are part of the cohort. We all have played a previous game. We haven't all played the same game, but we have played a previous game together. So we kind of have like bonds over that. And so I think having this core 4 on this bus is really nice because they're gonna look out for me. I also volunteered for a disadvantage because I was like, I really don't care what it is. As long as I like can participate in HOH, I don't give a fuck about getting a disadvantage. It builds trust and we don't have to like backstab each other, which is what happened on other buses. So my goal was achieved. And then we have Anthony and Jacob. I think that they're pretty eager and, you know, they're really nice. And so hopefully we can stay green strong because that's the color of our bus. But I definitely trust Anthony more than I trust Jacob. But it's not that I just don't know Jacob. He hasn't really talked. And then I made meaningful relationships between Adam, Gwen, and Ashley. Gwen is an educator, so am I. Ashley and I talked about her autistic son, and I talked about teaching in gen ed and special ed, and I think that she like really wants to work together, especially since she told me that people like came for her immediately on the bus. And Adam and I talked about musicals. I was like, I think small talk is a skill that you have or you don't. And it is a skill that you can cultivate if you want it, right? Like people seek out small talk and people know how to do small talk. And if you aren't one of those people, then social capital is really hard for you. So that's an aside.
What's up, Big Brother Hometown Season 11? How's it going? Adam here. I'm in a little bit of a silly mood because I've been going nonstop today. I actually just moved from San Francisco to Seattle today in the middle of day 0 of Big Brother's 11th season. So a little tired, but you have to give your first impressions. And all I can say is, what the F with this cast. What the F with this cast? I feel like Big Brother Hometowns 11 had a casting deal with Sequester that if they cast a certain percentage of Sequester players into this season, that Sequester would get sponsored for the next 2 years. There's so many, half the damn cast is Sequester. Half the damn, okay, not half, but there are a lot of Sequester players in here, y'all. A lot. And one thing that you may not know about me is, I'm a huge Big Brother Hometowns stan. I've watched the last 3 seasons religiously. Love the game. I am just as big of a fan of Sequester, to the point that once I discovered it, which was way back in March, there was a period of probably 3 months, or maybe even 4 months, where I watched every single mini. I did not miss one. So I'm very familiar with this community. I'm very familiar with the game, and I'm very familiar with the players. So I recognized so many faces in this cast. I was just like, what is going on? But you know what? I'm gonna keep that piece of information to myself for a couple of reasons. I already met one Sequester alum, Chris, in our bus. And I told him that I had seen Sequester, but I was like, oh yeah, I've seen a little bit. I watched the Big Brother episode and the Survivor episode, right? Because those were very widespread. A lot of people who were not deeply ingrained in the community also watched those. And I made that decision because what I don't want to happen is for someone to know I love Sequester, know that I've seen them play, and therefore I know their game. And then they want to vote me out. I'm not going to let that happen. So I played it down. And the second reason is because I've already had at least one alum lie, or not lie, but omit that they have played in Sequester, because they're probably trying to hide the fact that, hey, there's lots of Sequester players here. We can be in a pre-formed alliance and steamroll this game.
What's up, guys? It is time for today's Head of Household competition. We are playing a classic. We've played this almost every season of Big Brother Hometowns, so why not do it this season? We're going to be playing a game called The Plague. In The Plague, half of the house is going to have the opportunity to win safety in this first round, in this first eviction of the game. So half of you are going to get safety, and half of you are going to be in danger of being the first one evicted from the game. Here's how it's going to work. In a moment, I'm going to draw one of your names at random. That person is going to win safety. You don't have to do anything. You just get safety. But they're going to be responsible for passing the plague to someone else. That person will have the plague and be eligible to be evicted at this round of the game, and they will pass safety to someone else. That person is then going to pass the plague, who's going to pass safety, and we're going to go back and forth like that. You'll do all this in your diary room, but it'll all be made public after you make your decision in your diary room. And we're down to 3 people left. Whoever's in that third place spot will have the opportunity to give the plague to someone and give safety to someone in the form of HOH. So if you're in third place of this game, you get to give someone the plague, and by default, give the other person HOH. So I'm going to make sure all your names are in here. I'm going to read them all as I put them in the basket, and then we're going to pick that person. So we're going to draw one of your names. Whoever I draw, that person is safe, and they will have to pass the plague to someone else to kick off this Head of Household competition. And that person with safety. Congratulations to this person I have in my hand. That is Ashley. Ashley, congratulations. You are safe from eviction in the first round of the game, and you now have to pass the plague to someone else. Good luck to everybody, and we'll see you at the end of this for the HOH winner.
Hey guys, I'm just gonna do a really quick video. So very interesting that I am safe. I am very glad that I am safe. That works out great. But I am kind of nervous about passing the plague. I feel like that's gonna kind of put a little bit of a target on me, but I mean, everybody kind of has to do it. So this is where alliances are gonna really come into play. I have a lot of ideas of who it's not going to be, but I'm not entirely sure who I want to get out, or be put up to get out, I guess, be in the danger zone there. I know I said I don't like Will, but you know, we're kind of red bus strong, and I don't want to be the first one to break that alliance. So like my gameplay and my game is just completely changing. I had an idea when I came into this, and I'm trying to stick by it, but I kind of think that my strategy is going a little bit out the window. I do still feel the need to kind of play it a little bit safe, but we'll see. I just don't know. This is going to be interesting. I'm getting so many messages. People that have not talked to me are, you know, coming at me now like, oh my God, congratulations. Like, what are you going to do? And I don't know. This is going to take me a minute.
Talk about the competition.
Sure. So I just want to say I really appreciate the competition not being something that was based on having any sort of skill, because if I can put this very bluntly and frankly, I do not have any skills, um, except for hitting very high notes. I I don't know. I think there couldn't have been a funnier person to get the first safety than Ashley, because Ashley to me is like a very angry chihuahua that you just accidentally stepped on your way to the bathroom during the night. And she's simultaneously excited about everything, mad about everything.
Wow, we woke up on Thursday to quite the experience. Chatted up everybody in the cast, different levels of connections to make sure we just connected in some certain way. So when that first HOH comp came out and it was the Plague, I felt pretty good about where I was in the game. You know, yeah, there was a chance I would get plagued, but it would have hopefully have been, you know, not with super animosity or feuding. So I actually plagued Anthony. I purposely talked to everyone in the cast except 2 people. I made that so if I did have to make something, I could say, hey, you were the only 2 people I didn't talk to. Those people were Jacob and Anthony. Jacob had already been plagued, so Anthony was my obvious choice. Except I did try to pull something off, just didn't fly. I had this, I think, a great idea to plague someone we trusted and bring him into an alliance. That way we would all have his back if they were nommed, and it would be an easy send the other person home. But I understand, I tried to do that to Mark, and I understand he wasn't having it. You know, it's scary to be up for elimination on day 1. But it would have been a good idea if everyone else was on board and we found someone on board with it. But instead, I had to make kind of an enemy. I know if Anthony survives this week, I could be in trouble next. So hopefully we've created the bonds that would have me backed and people would be backing me if I did end up on the block because Anthony survives this week and wins head of household or whatnot.
All right, house guests. Y'all have been infecting each other all day, giving each other safety. And we finally have our very first HOH of the season. So, oh, this is so nervous. This is my first video. Sorry, guys, I've never done this before. The first HOH of Big Brother Hometown Season 11 is Lee. Congratulations. You have until about 10 o'clock tonight to send in your nominations. I'll post the full plagued list in the main chat for you to see. Just come to Diary Room whenever you've got your nominations. Send us a video, and we'll go from there.
Hi fam, my name is Macy. Here is my first official video update. So, it's day 1, as y'all probably know. Yesterday was fun. I was on the red bus and I really liked everybody that's on my bus. No drama yet. I don't have like anything to really update you on, but I just wanted to pop in and say hi, and I wanted y'all to get to know me, and yeah, I hope everyone has a good day, and once I find out something, I'll let y'all in on the tea.
Okay, fellow house guests, I'm going to make this kind of short and sweet and make an explanation for what I'm doing here. I have my nominations, but I'm very open to talking plans in the future. I got a lot of requests to make it fair and to nominate someone from each starting bus that wasn't mine, and so I think it's only fair to respect that. I want to thank also everyone for reaching out with the kindness and the messages, and especially the people who were kind enough to get to know me before I won. With that being said, I am going to nominate 2 people based on people that really didn't bother to get to know me until after I won the HOH. And I understand that the communication goes 2 ways, but I also understand that if the roles were reversed, and I were a flop or plagued, and you were the head of household, that you would nominate me and I would have to be okay with the result. So with that being said, from one of the buses, I am going to have to nominate Anthony. And the only reason for that is you were the only person really that from your starting bus that really made no attempt to talk to me until after I won. And the fear kind of with that was, I know that you're busy and I hate that and I want to be able to get to know you after this and everything. But you really didn't leave me any window to strategize with you or give me any alternative plans. So it's really hard to strategize with someone who's totally unavailable, and I'm sorry. And I really wish you luck in the veto, and I hope that we can talk because I would love to get to know you and you seem really cool. From the other bus, I'm going to be just totally frank on this. Ryan is going to be my other nomination, somewhat for the same reason that he did not bother to talk to me until after I won, but also he was very quick to throw his fellow busmates under the bus, funny enough, for the powers that they had or didn't have, and wanted me to nominate someone on his bus that didn't have any votes. That kind of sussed me out because for someone who I had only met 30 minutes ago, why would you throw them under the bus to me when those are probably the people that would have your back the most? So that did kind of bother me that he was so quick to doing that, because that made me feel like maybe I couldn't work with him if the people who started with him can't even work with him. So that being said, those are my 2 nominees. I wish you both the best of luck. To my fellow house guests, whoever plays in the veto, whatever your agenda is, talk to me about it. I'm open to everything, and I know that you're going to do what has to benefit your own game as well, and I respect that. But for this opening HOH, that has to be my decision. My nominations are Anthony and Ryan. Thanks, everyone.
Hey, just want to do a really quick venting type video, I guess, because I have to tell somebody or I'm going to freaking explode. So I am friends with Brian. I like him. I don't have issues with him. From my understanding, Lee came to Ryan and was like, hey, who has the powers and that kind of thing. So, Ryan being the upfront kind of person he is, he told him, out of just kind of respect for him and stuff like that, he wanted to know. So he asked, and then Lee asked him, hey, should I vote out Gwen? And I understand that his answer probably wasn't the best answer, but he never just said, yes, okay, let's get her out of here. That I don't believe that ever happened. But then Lee went into our alliance group and was like, hey, so Ryan said we need to vote out Gwen. Somebody's story is just not really making sense right now. And then he was like, everybody in the house kind of wants Ryan out. I've talked to people in the house. They're conflicted. A lot of them don't know what to do, or at least that's what they're telling me. So if I could prove that Lee was lying about Ryan throwing her under the bus, will that save Ryan? I'm all for twists and plots and stuff to that nature, but is it too early in the game for that? Do I sacrifice myself to save somebody? I just don't know what to do right now. I'm conflicted, very conflicted.
Sorry, just waking up from the chaos. I have probably made a small miscalculation. Yesterday I was like, you know what, let me build social capital with Gwen because she is in the position to either plague Lee or I for HOH. And I was like, you know what, let me take one for the team. Gwen, you can plague me. And Lee will be HOH because I know that Lee and I have a good bond. And so then he noms Anthony and Ryan, and great noms. with the intent that Ryan goes home, but Ryan could win veto. So then, if Ryan wins veto, who is he going to put up? He's not going to, I mean, I would think he doesn't put up me, but if Anthony or Jacob win POV, because they're all playing POV, then Lee's going to have to nominate somebody else. I hope the fuck he doesn't nominate me. So, that's all I'm saying. Minor miscalculation, but I think I'm good. Especially if I was like, Lee, do you want HOH? Oh, come on, you got this. But we shall see.
Boy, oh boy. Look at me. Silly old rookie move Anthony sitting on the block, not talking to everyone. Didn't get my 101 spend up. I had this plan to talk to everyone and have these one-on-one deep conversations and video chats and you name it. And then life happened and I had to bust my tail at work today and not have a lot of flexibility, and the game got away from me. But it's all right. Hopefully the game is getting away from Ryan, who is sharing the block with me, because it seems like he tried to throw some folks under the bus. The problem is one of the folks he tried to throw under the bus doesn't have a vote. But it's okay, because I'm tight, pretty tight with Gwen. I'm even tighter with Adam on that bus. I gotta win that middle bus, that the red bus, but I've been working on that, but I didn't get home till late tonight to make those conversations happen again, strike those conversations up. So tomorrow is a new day. I plan to, you know what, I might take half a day tomorrow to make this happen, just to solidify. And look, this might be a godsend. It could be, hey, Anthony, get your head in the game. Hey, establish these relationships and make them stronger by you being vulnerable. And it can give me an opportunity to get a veto win. And I can be like, hey, look at me. Remember you tried to put me on the block week 1? It could be part of my story at the end when I'm trying to win this whole thing. Let's see what happens.
What's up, BBH viewers? Justin Powell here. Hope you're enjoying the season so far. I'm definitely enjoying playing. It's been a fun first week. Went pretty smoothly from my end. I'm playing hard. Maybe I'm playing too hard. I don't know. I'll find out in a few weeks, but this is how I feel like the game is going now, so I'm definitely putting my foot into a lot of different alliances, trying to set myself up. In the green bus, I have the 6 of us are pretty tight, but then I have a ride or die in K-Pow. Definitely she's my top priority for now. I am worried that we'll be targeted as a pair. I think some people can tell that we're together. Also really, really tight with Anthony. I think he's going to stay this week. I'll be using both my votes on him. And there's also a group called 4-Wheel Drive. It's me, Mark, Davey, and K-Pow. So I really feel solid with that group. Moving on to the red bus, I'm tight with Dan. Tight with Ashley. We're forming an alliance with K-Pow. We're thinking about involving Gwen and Adam, but they're in a lot of stuff, so I'm not really sure if we want to do that or not. I am also in a pair with Anthony, and Gwen and Adam are in an alliance with the 4 of us. I also have a new alliance that I didn't build, but I was asked to be a part of with Chandler, Lee, Dan, K-Pow, and Blake. So it's kind of, that alliance is my core, along with the Gwen and Adam alliance, and then the Green Bus alliance. There's kind of 3 different alliances that I'm looking at with a couple different ride or dies in there, in K-Pow and Anthony, followed by Dan and Gwen, probably, I would say. So hope it's a fun season to watch. It's been a fun season to play, and I'm ready for more action.
Hello, welcome to my confessional in my brand new house that is not unpacked. So Ryan's a dumbass. Like, don't try and throw me under the bus week 1 and think people aren't gonna have my back. Like, are you an idiot? Like, do you not realize, like, that I am a super likable person and that people are gonna have my back in this game? Like, oh my gosh. And, like, don't pretend that you're a noob. Like, don't go on a call and be like, oh my god, I'm such a noob. When, like, I have information from other people that you've been playing games for 6 years. So, bye. You better hope that you win veto, because if you don't win veto, you're going home. Sorry, not sorry. That's what you get when you come for the queen. Yeah. I will record another confessional with more information later, but I just wanted to gloat about how much of a dumbass Ryan is. Ryan, you seem like a very nice person outside the game. I would love to be friends, but in this game, you're dead to me. Bye!
Great job today, house guest. Congratulations on your first POV. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. The winner of this Power of Veto is Lee. Good job, Lee.
All right, today's been pretty chill, which is good. Just talking to people that I don't really know, and that's nice, and making sure that they feel comfortable, because I want people to feel comfortable as part of my game. If they feel comfortable with me, they're going to keep me. That's just the way it is. I talked to Gwen a lot today, talked to Ashley a lot. Also, congrats, Lee. I'm happy you won POV. I assume you're not going to change things up so I can still vote the way I want to. Sorry, Ryan. Again, you still have not talked to me. This is day 2. It's 6 p.m. Why haven't you talked to me? I'm waiting. Talk to me so I don't vote you out, for fuck's sake.
So today was kind of a crazy day. I don't really know what was happening. This morning, Lee told me that like Ryan was throwing me under the bus to him, which doesn't really make any sense to me because like I thought that Ryan and I were kind of good, and I was actually feeling really bad about the fact that I was going to have to vote him out because I wanted to keep Anthony safe. But for some reason he decided to like throw me under the bus and say that I was coming after Lee, which I never said to him. So I was just kind of flustered about that. Like it took me completely off guard. But by the end of the day, I feel a little bit better. I feel like I have some alliances built, and things are coming together. Hopefully the next HOH will swing in my favor. I have a couple of people that I don't think I'm super tight with, so I'm hoping that none of them get HOH, and someone that I do feel kind of close to does get HOH. But I hope, this sounds kind of mean, but I hope that Ryan leaves, because if you're gonna come after me, then I'm gonna kind of vote you out, so sorry.
All right. Hey, Will.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm living it up.
Are you?
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like I always feel this way when I start games like this, is it's difficult to connect with a lot of people. I feel like I had an instant connection with Lee because I had done a sequester game with him once in the past. He did eliminate me from said game, and I did vote him out in said game. So, you know, it makes it interesting. But I also think that he is someone who very much likes to be the leader, and that's fine. I'll let him lead, because that means that people may want to target him before me. But for the most part, it's difficult to connect with a lot of people just because of how fast-paced the game is. There are a lot of players, which means that it's difficult for me to sort of make my mark and have a reason to reach out to people without looking weird and shifty, because I don't have any power, or I'm not in a position of vulnerability at the moment.
Gotcha. So tell us about day 0.
Oh, wow, what a time. I said it was difficult to connect with people, and I feel like the definition of that would be Queen Ashley. I just feel like we clash in terms of personality. I think it is good that she seems loyal to that bus, in her decision during the plague. But, you know, past that, how much can I trust someone that I argued with immediately?
Yeah, tell us why you felt the need to say something to her.
I felt the need to say something to her because I knew that everyone was kind of leaning towards this idea of like, we have to stick together. And the fact of the matter is, if she's going to put her foot in her mouth, it's going to affect all of us. And it nearly did during the plague thing. I mean, you know, it's like she was the first one to make a decision, and she kind of kicked off this idea of, well, everyone makes the decision, and even though it's public, they're not going to like talk to anyone before. It felt very strange to me that people were just like, well, I'm gonna make my decision, so be ready, everybody. And it's like, just fucking say it. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, you can go and say it in your DR as well, but like, if you're not gonna be open and honest with people, it's gonna make the entire feel of the game from this point on shifty and weird.
Gotcha. So remind me, were you given the plague or were you given safety?
I was, in fact, given the plague. I was the second person to be given the plague, which was, dark times for me. But then, it became the thing of the people from my bus were like, we've got to find a way to play the system. And I was just at that point kind of like, you guys can do that, because if I immediately started trying to play things, and at that point I was the only one at risk in our group, and I'm like, I don't want to be the one that looks like, okay, well, he is spinning out the minute he feels like he's not super secure.
Gotcha. Okay, that's good. So ultimately, Lee becomes HOH. So did you feel comfortable with that?
I was so happy when Lee won HOH because, I clicked with him very quickly on day 0. So it was very nice to have someone that I knew at least wouldn't nominate me. And, with only 9 people being options for the first nominations, with someone from another bus, it really limited it more, because you could tell everybody was sort of saying, like, stick to red, stick to green, stick to blue, yellow. I don't know what the other colors were. But, having Lee win, it meant that I was safe, the other people from the bus were safe, and it kind of kept me in a good spot to sort of lay back and watch, let people reach out to me. That's kind of my goal at this point. I don't want to be the one to initiate a lot of things, because I don't want anything to get traced back to me at this point.
Gotcha. So what are your thoughts on the way that the veto played out and the way that this vote is shaping up?
I think the vote's going to be easy. Ryan hasn't spoken to me at all. So if he stays, then whatever. He'll probably be nominated some other time because of how he reacted to being nominated the first time. I think Anthony's been putting in the work, which is good to see. I do think Lee winning veto, I don't know why he tried in veto, to be honest, because now he's looked at as he's smart in competitions. If people know that he was trying to actively pull strings in the HOH, that's not going to reflect well on him. Moving forward, I think it's going to paint a pretty big target on his back.
So I'm also going to keep this short and sweet. Thank you everyone for reaching out. I am, as much as I respect the 2 people on the block, not going to use the veto this week. Just gonna keep things simple.
Hey everyone, I cast my vote to evict Ryan.
I vote to evict Ryan.
I sadly vote to evict Ryan.
So I've really gotten to know both Ryan and Anthony, and this is a real hard decision, but I'm going to go with what the HOH wants, and I will vote to evict Ryan.
I 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 have 2 votes to evict this week because of the special power. I will be using both votes to evict Ryan.
So I thought about throwing a rogue vote here, but I'm afraid that everybody else is thinking that. So I'm gonna see how they play it after this week, and I'll throw quite a few in the future. With that being said though, I am voting to evict Ryan.
Hey friends, I haven't showered in a minute because quarantine. Voting to evict Ryan, really not that complicated. He was very pissed at me for plaguing him, so he can get the fuck out.
I vote to evict Ryan.
I feel bad about this vote, but I can't work with somebody who threw somebody else under the bus and then lied. I vote to evict Ryan. I'm sorry, buddy.
Hey guys, the votes are in. Once I reveal the vote, the evicted house guests will have just a few minutes to say their goodbyes and get on out. It's the end of the road. Sorry it was a short road. And then Mitchell is going to take care of things from here. The little after thing. You'll see what it is. Just get ready for that, I suppose. In a unanimous decision. Ryan, you've been evicted from the Big Brother house.